Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to be talking about something that's really not talked about as a sin. And that is worrying. So I asked the Holy Spirit to give me what a topic to talk about this week. And it didn't come to me until I was praying about worrying, and it just clicked in my head like you can do a video about worrying. And me personally, I didn't realize that worrying was really a sin until my bonus mom was talking to my great aunt about a situation and she was worrying about it. She was like, God, I know worrying is a sin, but blase blase. And that was actually in June. So ever since then, I really have been worrying a lot more, but that has been in the back of my mind, like worrying is a sin, worrying is a sin. And I could see why it is a sin because there are many scriptures that talks about worrying, and it says do not or don't, and do not is a commandment. There's something else that I realized that do not is a commandment. They never clicked in my head. So I got a few scriptures that I want to talk to y'all about and just my personal experiences with worrying. So, like I said, I didn't realize it until in June. And really what worrying is a lack of faith in God when we're supposed to be believers of Him. And once again, I can see why worrying is a sin. Because we are, as believers, are supposed to trust in God. We are supposed to believe in His word and trust in Him with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. And when I lean on my own understanding, that's when the worry comes in. That's when the anxious thoughts come in. And that's when I just have to ask God. I ask God on a lot daily, like, God, can you please help me? Like, I worry about the simplest things. And every time God always comes through for me. Like, it be things that are so simple, but it's because I don't know how to just explain it. It's just like the simplest things. Like, okay, this job I'm finna start. And I'm worrying, am I going to be good enough for it? Am I going to steward it correctly? Am I going to, like, it's just all these am I, and I'm just worrying and worrying and worrying. And it's like, Sha'nya, you've done this before. It's just a different situation, but you've done things like this before. You're going to be more than okay. And even with my relationship, I am worrying, like, am I going to be good enough for my man? Am I going to be a good enough mother? Like, I'm just worrying about things. And I got a revelation as I was writing down notes, Matthew 6:34, and it's do not worry about tomorrow, for each day has enough trouble of its own. And it just clicked in me that the enemy will rob us of being just present. He would just rob us of that. Like, the enemy is a robber. It don't matter if he's going to try to rob time from you. He's going to try to rob blessings from you. He's just a robber. A robber don't care what he robs. He just wants to rob. And that's what the devil is. He's going to try to rob you from your presence that you've been praying to be in. Like, you may not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. And so, but you're in the present, but your mind, you're worrying about tomorrow. Like, as an example for me, like, I have ADHD or ADD, and okay, like, when I have an appointment like at 4:00 p.m., that whole day, I cannot do anything. I'm worrying about, okay, do I got cancer? This is like, y'all, this is crazy, but is something wrong with me? Can I have kids? Like, I'm worrying so much that entire day. Because I have a doctor's appointment at 4:00 and I can't do nothing. I'm just at a standstill, just worrying about all the worst possibilities that could happen. And I'm just going for a checkup, and everything came back fine. My labs was good. Like, yes, I have anemia. I just got to take my meds, and I'm Gucci. Like, I'm good. Like, you worrying for nothing, and that worrying, it steals you from being in your presence. And then another one that I talked about in the last video is Philippians 4:6. Do not worry about anything, instead pray. And y'all, when I say like, okay, I'm worrying so much and then I'm praying, it's like, how can I say this? Every time I worry, I just like, God help me, God help me. Like, that is my prayer. God help me, God help me, God help me. God, I need help in this area. God, you see what I'm dealing with. Like, I talk to God about one situation 25 times a day. Like, no joke. I'm in one of God's most neediest daughters, like, hands down. I take full responsibility for that. Like, because even though I keep telling y'all this, but it's the truth. Even when God has already revealed and answered things that only He and I know about, I still worry about it, because I am looking at things in my physical eye instead of just walking by faith and trusting in Him. And I got a revelation on the 8th. The Lord told me it's already happened in the spiritual realm. Earth got to catch up. And it reminded me of Hebrews 11:1, and that is, faith is the substance of believing in something that's not seen. And I also, that's the only one. And I was just thinking about like marriage, children, ministries, like all that stuff, like things that I'm worrying about constantly. He just reminded me it's already happened. God goes before us he knows how our life is going to plan out. He already knows that. So it's already happened. We just got to get to that season of our life in the earth realm, but in the spiritual realm, it's already happened. And going back, another one is Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, I'm with you. And God constantly, every time, y'all, and it's been for the past, I want to say 2 weeks, every time I'm like, God, I'm afraid, instantly, I swear to y'all, do not be afraid always pops up in my head. It, like, for the past 2 weeks, it always pops up in my head, because like I say, I'm just worried about everything. I'm afraid of certain things. And it's like, I've learned that the people that got to where they didn't get to where they got by letting fear and anxiety and worrying hold them back. They did it even with fear. They did it even with anxious thoughts and all that. And like I was just saying, like, sometimes we're going to have to, not even sometimes, like all the time, even when it's there, we're going to have to step over that fear and into our faith, step over that anxiety and into our purpose. We're going to have to step over things that are meant to block us. We have the authority to tell this mountain to move, and the mountain will move. And the word says, therefore, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe in it, and it's yours. Like, God gives us so much knowledge and tools to use for our lives in His word. And like another one is 1 Peter 5:7 is, give your worries and cares to God. God cares about everything. And it didn't take me until like last year to really understand, like, God cares about everything in my life. He cares about the big things and He cares about the small things. He cares about from what I eat to what I'm going to talk about on my YouTube channel. He cares about what I wear, from what I'm going to, who I'm going to marry. Like, God cares about every single detail in our lives. That's why we should invite Him into every area of our lives, into our ministries, into our careers, into our relationships, and not just husband and wives, but friendships and sisterhood and brotherhood, just in every relationship. Like, everything should be centered around God. It's not just a marriage in your household. That's everything. Whether you're going to school, whether you have a career, everything should be rooted and centered around God, because He cares about every single thing. And then another thing that I wrote is Psalms 55:22 is, cast your burdens unto the Lord. You should literally with that, you need to be humble enough to bow down at God's feet. And I just had a prayer, I believe I wrote it in my journal yesterday, like, God, allow me to pour out my heart to you and bow down at your feet. Teach me on how to stop picking up things, because that's my problem. I'll let it go. I'll let it go, and then I'll pick it right back up. And by what I mean by picking it up, I'm not literally picking up anything, but it's just like worrying about my marriage, worrying about my children, worrying about my career path, worrying about this, worrying about that. And it's like, y'all, I have been just worrying about so much stuff, from my siblings, from my children, from my marriage. Like, I'm just worried about so much stuff, and it's some of the stuff is not even here yet, but I'm constantly worried about it. And I ask God, God, teach me on how to not pick it up. How can I not pick it up? And I truly believe, God convict me if I'm wrong, like a way you cannot pick it up again is if it's something causes you to want to worry, God help me, and you move straight through. Like, even if that happens 15 times a day, at least you're not picking it back up. You know that God is in control. And I'm the type of person where I don't need to be in the passenger seat. I need to be in the trunk of the car. I seen Latoya Luckett said that, and that was a great analogy. Yeah, I need to be in the trunk of the car. I don't need to have no control, because the things that Sha'nya wants sometimes is not always the best for Sha'nya. I hope y'all understood what I was just trying to say. Like, we should just ask God to do a work in us, and when that worrying happens, we gotta just step over it and just ask God, okay, God, you see I'm worrying in this area of my life. I need you to help me and move forward in your life. Honestly, like I said, I really didn't understand that worrying was a sin. And it's like I put down noticeable sins and I picked up worrying double. Like, I worry so much, and like I just I'm still going through the process, but I know that God will help me with this. And I pray that if anybody's dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with, that He will reveal Himself in your situation too. And He will, in His own time. And until then, He heals us from worrying and all that stuff. We need to be content. We need to not grow weary in doing good. And that's crazy, because that was just a verse of the day, like I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. But yeah, I thank y'all for listening to y'all girl. I hope y'all understand. Put down in the comments like what else y'all want to see and stuff. This video today is the 13th. I think I'm gonna post this next week. So yeah, love you guys.